Hello and welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Kathie Griffiths.
Me, Fiona Scott.
Me, Ellis Butcher.
And me, Stephen Day.
So coming up this week, I caught up with Laura Mandleberg, who is fine-tuning a fabulous free event in Mull this August, celebrating the rich tradition of fiddle playing. Fiona has music from Hector Shaw's new EP, Gravity. It's called Gravity, which was recorded on Mull. Ellis has also been having a natter with half man, half fish, merman James Armour, as he prepares for his epic Selkie challenge. So that's cycling, swimming and running the Outer Hebrides. Phew, stay tuned. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Guess why I'm really excited? Guess what's happening on Monday?
There's so many reasons, Kathie, that you can be excited.
It's Kathie the Phantom Hagger.
Absolutely. I just can't wait to be able to give out hugs again. I just can't wait. And I know that we've got to be restrained, you know, not be too out there dashing and sort of making dashes for people and grabbing them and giving them big, tight hugs. But you know what? I've really missed that kind of human contact. And, you know, the people who are sort of nearest and dearest to you. And, you know, when you see them, how lovely just to be able to give them a little bit of a hug, just have that contact again. I can't wait. Anyone else up for a hug?
I was fine, Kathie, until you started. Now I'm scared. You scared me. I think I'll stay in for another couple of weeks.
Oh no, Fee. It's just, you know, all this like elbow bumping and all that kind of thing that we've been doing. But, you know, I'm not going to go mad. But do you know what? If there is someone who I, you know, want to give a hug, little gentle squeeze. Ellis, are you excited? I'm coming your way.
That's the best offer I've had for a long time, I must admit.
Oh dear. Stevie's staying a little bit quiet.
Well, hugs are fine, and nearest and dearest are fine. I think we've got to bear in mind that there are those who don't want hugs, might never have wanted hugs in the first place. And COVID was actually a good reason for them not to feel uncomfortable. So I think we just got to be very careful. Very careful.
Okay.
Sorry to bring everyone down. And you know,
no, I'm with you, Stevie. Kathie, restrain your hugs.
All right, I will do my best and report back next week on how I've done. So, well, you know, things are really sort of improving, aren't they? And I had a lovely chat this week with a lady called Laura Mandleberg, who's from Mull Music Makers, and they are so excited. They've waited more than a year, almost 2 years actually, to put on a Fiddle Week in Mull. It's a free week for fiddle players aged 5 to 26. And 2 years ago, they were so happy to get funding, 100% funding from the Edinburgh Royal Military Tattoo. But of course, because of COVID, they couldn't put it on. But it is going to happen this August. And, you know, they might have to see how restrictions are going and they might have to tweak a few things. But they are really, really happy about this. So here's a little chat I had with her earlier this week. Hi, Laura.
Hi there, Kathie.
So we're looking forward to August. Tell us all about it. What's happening?
Yes, we are really excited about August because we are running our first ever Mull Fiddle Week, which is going to be a week-long event based in and around Tobermory. And we're hoping to just energise all the young people we can, all the young players from across Argyll and Bute with the energy and spirit of traditional fiddle music.
And the age span is quite big, isn't it? Age 5 to, is it 26? Is that right? 5 to 20?
Yep, the age is broad. It's basically all school-age children and young people, students up to the age of 26. We've tried to make this week as inclusive to everybody as we can. So that's one of the reasons for the broad age range. There's three main strands really to the week. We've got the main fiddle event, which there'll be sessions running all week, lots of pop-up performances and playing opportunities, lots of learning tunes by ear. And then we've got sessions open to participants with additional learning needs, additional support needs.
And this is through a charity, isn't it? Sorry, Laura, this is a charity you're working with on this particular strand.
Yeah, we're partnering with a charity, a Glasgow-based charity called Hear My Music, and they're specially trained practitioners. They work with young people with complex and additional support needs, including autism, and we're hoping to reach out to as many young people as we can across the authority area who would like to be involved, and we're hoping these sessions will take place in person. It obviously depends on what the restrictions are looking like near the time. We're going to keep our eye closely on what we're allowed to do.
Because it was supposed to happen last year, but because of COVID, it had to be cancelled. That's right, isn't it?
Oh, we've been waiting. Yeah, it feels like we've been waiting forever to put this event on. It was planned. We got the funding about 2 years ago, and we had planned for it to go ahead, I think last February we'd set the dates for, and obviously that was cancelled, and we postponed it to as far in the future as the funders would let us, just to maximise our chances of actually being able to run it in person, because that was quite important for us to be able to do that. We could run it online, but with everything being online for so long, I'm really glad that we chose August, because hopefully, fingers crossed, if things keep going in the direction that they are just now, then we'll be able to run it as close to what we had planned to as we can.
And we should mention the wonderful funders, shouldn't we? Because it's 100% funding from the, I better let you say, it's the Edinburgh.
It's the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo Fund. We're delighted to receive funding from them, and as I said, it's the first time we had applied to this fund, and so this is the first ever Mull Fiddle Week. And we just can't wait, really. Everything crossed that we can run it as planned.
And you've got some top tutors lined up, and you were telling me when we were chatting earlier, we've got Patsy Reed, and you were telling me about this sort of technique that sounded rather exciting. So just give us a little bit of taste of what that's about. Yeah,
we've put together a really amazing team of tutors, actually. Patsy Reed, obviously, Scottish fiddle player and composer. She's got quite an interesting background in that she's done quite a lot of Dalcroze teaching. So the Dalcroze method is, it involves quite a lot of movement, and it's about encompassing the whole body and engaging the whole body into the music. So we thought this fitted really well with the remit of traditional music, as obviously there's lots of dancing that goes with that music. So we're hoping that it's going to be really energetic, and she's put together a really good lineup of tutors to work with her on that, including the wonderful Adam Sutherland, who is no stranger to Argyll and Bute. He's I think he's one of the tutors in the Oban Times, and he's worked a lot on Mull with Gordon MacLean and Toba before. So we're really excited to have him on board as well. And there's going to be pop-up performances. You're hoping to bring some of these young musicians out onto the streets of Tobermory to spread the joy. And then the idea is at the end of the week, which we haven't already said, it's actually free, isn't it? I don't know if we've mentioned that, but it is a free week of tuition, which is really. You should say that. Yeah, it's a free week. All the sessions are free. So people need to get on and sign up. And do you want to just give us the email address or where they can find out more information from? They can find out more information if they go to, probably the easiest is to direct people to the Mull Music Makers Facebook page. All the information and contact details will be up on there, or just drop a message on the Facebook page. My email's up there as well. Excellent. It's going to be a fabulous week, and it's so nice to have something to look forward to. So hurrah, hurrah. It really is. Week.
Brilliant.
I forgot to mention, I keep forgetting this. We should say as well about the mentoring opportunity. Another thing we've included, this will be for the older players, so 18 to 26 bracket. We've included, Patsy was quite keen to include a mentoring opportunity. So anyone who is interested in developing their teaching skills should get in touch as well, because they can have the chance to work closely with Patsy and receive top tips in teaching, and also have a real practical, a good go at teaching sessions live and shadowing, and yeah, there'll be all sorts going on for that part of the week too.
Right, so check it out, folks. That's Mull Music Makers Mull Fiddle Week. Is that right? Mull Fiddle Week. August. Yep. There we go. Well, all right. Thanks so much for chatting to us, Laura, and all the best. And keep in touch. Let us know how it goes. We'll look.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Remember, you can contact us by emailing somethingfortheweekend@obantimes.co.uk or message us on Facebook. Ellis, are we all ready to hear about James, who loves being in the water?
He does. So on Friday of last week, I went along to the North Pier to speak to James Armour. James is 25. What a strapping lad he is. He's not a slouch at all. He's no couch potato, I must admit.
Will he be up for a hug?
He could well be.
Sorry, Ellis.
When he's not swimming. He's going to be doing something later this year in July. He's going to swim, run and cycle the Outer Hebrides. 20 miles of swimming, 52 miles of running and 112 miles of cycling. Why is he doing that? I don't know. The reality is he's trying to raise some £10,000 for the Hebridean Whale and Dolphin Trust based in Tobermory. There was a big piece in the Oban Times about it this week, and I caught up with him on Friday.
Kind of a marriage of lots of different things. I mean, I care a lot about the planet and care a lot about our environment, and I've taken myself career-wise over to Denmark. I just moved back actually, so I've been working as project manager for a clean technology company.
In Denmark?
In Denmark, yeah, and so I've been working remotely just for the last little bit, and really care a lot about the planet. I've been really lucky to travel all around the world. I've seen like killer whales in Canada, and I've been to Tasmania and all sorts of different places. Really? But it was only quite recently that I realised what we actually had here in front of us on the west coast. And I actually had no idea that we had killer whales, minke whales, rhesus dolphins, like the works.
It's incredible.
I was just completely oblivious. Yeah, and, I went and saw killer whales in Canada. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is so crazy. And like, here's me actually living 2 hours away from where I could have seen them back in Scotland. So sort of finding that out, and that mixed with my passion for endurance sports. Like I've done some marathons and a trail marathon down on Arran. Did an Ironman in France, and I really love the competition element and everything, but it is a bit of like a fanfare, how cool I am, like thousands of people, sorry, loads of rubbish, loads of litter, and it's just not really the best kind of thing for the environment. So I wanted to see how I could merge these different passions of mine and these new understandings about the West Coast and sort of create an adventure for myself. Like I'm from Edinburgh, I'm from the East Coast. There's a bit of a divide between the East and the West, but yeah, only kidding, of course. And I really wanted to just see how I could create something that is tickling these passions of mine or whatever, but also that gives back. And so that's why I've teamed up with the Hebridean Whale and Dolphin Trust just over on Mull, Tobermory, to see how much money we can raise for the awareness, protection and conservation of whales and dolphins here up the west coast.
I see, right, okay.
And so
the money that you raise will go to that trust.
Yes.
And that will help raise awareness of.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And do you have a set target, or have you achieved? Are you just asking for it?
I'm going for £10,000.
And
so a lot of the money will be raised for. They kind of have two arms to their work: education and research. So they've got a vessel that goes out every year.
Trust, yeah.
The vessel that goes out every year that does research on whales and dolphins for the past like 20 odd years, and they've got an education centre. So trying to see how I can raise £10,000. It's not tied to a specific thing like to fix the boat or to refurbish the Discovery Centre or whatever. But it's just all contributions to the bigger picture there.
And how, in terms of how people can donate, or how do you raise money? Do you just put it up there on Just Giving or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Is it Just Giving?
Yeah, well, it's Virgin money.
Virgin
So
money.
it's up there. Anyone can come on my page. It's just James Armour, and it's called the Selkie. So it's named after the mythological seal folk, Celtic Norse seal folk that could come onto land and shed their skin, quite like what I'm doing for my race. But yeah, I guess I didn't really kind of come to the main race, which is going to be 30th of July, Outer Hebrides.
Yes, that's right.
Outer Hebrides, 30th of July, end to end. So it's Barrowhead to Butt of Lewis, lighthouse to lighthouse. It's 6 different swims and then a couple of runs and bikes. So this, for me...
Is that an organised event, or is that just something that you're
again,
doing?
It's just like
That's just something that you're doing?
Yeah.
I see, okay.
Just complete exploration adventure. And I'm just seeing who I can meet along the way. So we're making like a bit of a filming piece around it as well, and seeing the people I can speak to, the locals, and what it actually means to them to live here, what the nature means to them.
Oh, nice.
So this is just like
This is a bit of a trial run.
This is a trial run. This is like what's it actually like out there. I've swam up and down Ganavan, I've swam up the coast, but it's piddly stuff. You see a couple of seals, and like, you might be lucky to see like a bigger fish or mackerel. But this is like open water. Is there going to be dolphins? Basking sharks have been sighted a few weeks ago. Don't think we'll see any of them, but just to get a feel of what it's actually like out there. And then of course, that being where the trust are based, it feels like a perfect opportunity to live in here.
So you're getting a boat from Dunstafnage across to Mull.
Yeah.
And then from Mull, what will you do? Will you swim to
Kerrera?
To Kerrera.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the cycle element?
There will be no cycle on this one.
I see.
But on the main race there will be. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is swimming and running only, and then 30th of July will be swim, run, bike.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the distance?
This distance is 5.5k on the first swim. Then 4 kilometers running, and then 600 meters swimming.
Right. Okay.
So it's about 6 kilometers swimming, 4 kilometers running. All in.
And what's the temperature going to be like?
I was looking today, it looks like 8 degrees in the water.
Really?
There's a little bit of a wind, as we can feel, so it's still cold in the water. That's the thing, it takes so long for the sea to warm up, even though it's warmer in the air.
By then, winter's arrived.
Exactly. And there's heaps of jellyfish, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So you either take the cold or you take the jellyfish.
Yeah.
There's no...
Is there a particular, just to understand, is there a particular point on Mull that you will set off from to swim to?
Grass Point, which is where the cattle drove used to land.
Okay.
It's the old main point, which is east side.
Have you done, I'm sure that you have you swum that distance before?
I have, only at Tralee Beach, which as you'll know is very very well protected, and it gets quite warm as well because it's shallow. So I've just done laps of the beach there, but I've not done open water like this. So it's a different kettle of fish, and it's more the mental game.
No pun intended.
it's more the mental game, you're isolated, you're out there, it's easy to get yourself in a rut, I think, and I'm a little bit nervous and scared, but I think that's important too. You should be a little bit doubtful.
The adrenaline, yeah. You shouldn't be too relaxed about it, should you?
Exactly.
So will you have somebody sort of alongside you?
Yeah. So the boat will be nearby, and then there's going to be a kayaker for sighting.
Are they friends?
They are. So Basking Shark Scotland, I only met after moving to Oban. Shane, he's the guy that is the director, the owner, and he's going to be on the kayak, and then it's his skipper that's going to be on the boat.
On the boat.
But yeah, they're based here, and they go out and do tours of basking sharks and go out to Tyree and Col.
Will you practice again? Is this the start of a regular?
This is, yes. I'm swimming to Rassie on the 29th of May, which is just north of Skye, and then I'm going to the Outer Hebrides the weekend before that, so I'll do some of those islands. I haven't decided which ones. And then early June, I'm looking to do something near Arran, but I'm sort of figuring out the rest of the timetable.
Sure, yeah, as you go along. Do you just put the site up there and hope that your friends and family donate, or do you have to do something proactive to get them to contribute?
No, that's a really good point, actually. Really got to be proactive. I'm trying to see how much I can lean on partners. I mean, of course, ask friends and family, but partners, other organisations that can increase exposure, brands that, profess to claim a lot about the environment, and they create sports equipment. Those are the sort of brands I've teamed up with to try and see how we can reach out to wider audiences. And I'm going to do a talk at Oban High in a few weeks, or June at least. And then I'm looking to see what other schools I can sort of link up with up the West Coast on my travels, and see how I can engage with. So on a good day, I can do 3 kilometers an hour in the water, and this is going to be 5.5, so it should be under 2 hours, but we have to just see how the currents go. There'll be an ebb flow, which means it's going from high to low, which is actually supporting me So it might give me a bit of a kick. So
Yes.
this could be under an hour. It could be a world record. Who
Fingers-
knows, eh?
Fingers crossed. And will someone be taking photographs of you during it?
Yeah,
At
there'll
all?
be. My girlfriend will be in the boat, but I've also got the guy who I'm making the documentary with, Scott Abraham. He's going to be filming things, and so I mean, hopefully the documentary, I guess I kind of touched on it, but it's have this epic backdrop of the race, but also follow this whole journey, the people I meet, you know, the people at the Trust, the people on Rassay, the people at the Outer Hebrides, people who've grown up here and lived here for 30, 40 years, and you know, it definitely there's something special about this place that keeps people here and brings people from all around the UK and the world to
Yes.
come and live
Oh,
here.
it's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not got the razzle and the dazzle of the big city, but there's something else.
Yeah.
So finding out more about what that is for people and showing it off, showcasing it.
And when do you expect that to be out?
That would be like October, November time.
October, November. Okay.
Wow, good for James.
Did you jump in the water straight after him, Ellis? Did it inspire you to go and dig your trunks out and go for a paddle?
I had to go and have a sit down after listening to all his energy. I might add that I caught up there with James ahead of a bit of a practice run. So he was talking a little bit about the swim that he was doing between Mull and then Kerra. So, but yeah, go James. Well done.
Absolutely. Fiona, you got some music from Hector Shaw, he's only 21. Do you remember those days? Only 21.
Yeah, we're back to Mull again. Over there all this week. Wonderful Mull. So Hector Shaw has been over there over the past year working on his new EP, Gravity, and he's had help by Gordon McLean, who Kathie mentioned before at Antobars. Gordon's been a busy lad as well. The whole thing was produced and engineered over in Antobar and features a whole host of local musicians on the backing track. So this is the second track from the 5-track EP, and it's called Paying the Price.
I don't want to be with a drinking until the morning sun. I don't want to be last to leave the party and with no one. Witness to a generation drunk on disillusion. We are paying the price. To the screen of a plastic box. I don't want to be always on the run from my probing thoughts. Witness to a generation drunk on disillusion. We are paying the price. To say this time around, I just want to be better to my friends, let my love resound. Witness to a generation drunk on disillusion. We are paying the price.
that's another cracker for the Something for the Weekend music collection, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you, Hector. And anybody that wants to go out and get a hold of that Gravity EP, you can go to Bandcamp and get it on CD, or you can download and stream it from Friday, May the 21st.
Brilliant. Talking of brilliance, Ellis, word of the week?
Word of the week, Scottish word of the week. I'll be quick this time because I know that Fiona must dash. We're all very busy people here on the Oban Times, of course. So, a type of older man who is
Stevie.
who is not deserving of respect. Is there a Scottish word that could describe that? One that's a bit goblinish.
Goblinish? Oh.
Type of older man who is
Calla?
not
Calla?
deserving of respect. Well, I will respect your opinion there on that one, Stevie, but I don't genuinely know. The word that I was looking for is bodak or bodak. Go on, you pronounce it, Fee. You'll be able to do it better.
I would if I knew what the actual word was in the first place. Bodak?
I've obviously discovered a new sort of sub-genre of the Scottish language since I've been here, haven't I? So I apologise. If nobody knows what I'm talking about, it's spelled B-O-D-A-C-H, and it means a type of older man.
Do you know what? The Gaelic word for Father Christmas, I've got a feeling that sounds a little bit, I feel like there's a bodak or something's in there.
They wouldn't call him a
Well, he's not miserable,
grumpy old
is he?
man,
And he's
Father
not
Christmas, would they? All a bit goblinish.
bar humbug.
Yes.
He might say.
Fiona, shall me and you go grab a coffee or a bun or something and just leave these two to talk about this?
A gin, I think it's more like Kathie's just said Father Christmas is bah humbug.
Oh dear. Well, we better leave it there. That's all we have time for this week. Whew. Don't forget you can read our stories online at www.obantimes.co.uk, and you can subscribe to our page turning digital edition there as well as finding more podcasts like this one and all kinds of other wonderful photos, videos and stories. So we'd love to hear what you think of our podcast. I don't know why that always makes me laugh. So don't forget to email us again at somethingfortheweekend@obantimes.co.uk or message us with nice messages through our Instagram or Facebook. So that's it for this week. Goodbye from me, Kathie Griffiths.
Bye from me, Fiona Scott.
Bye from me, Ellis Butcher.
And goodbye from me, Stephen Day. Goodbye.
Bye.
The grumpy old bodak.
Hi, Kathie. Am I really that grumpy?
No, you're
Are you
not.
sure?
Smiley.
Oh. She started the programme of wanting to hug people, and she ends up insulting them. There's
That's
Kathie.
me.
Right, I'm gone. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.